What's up, YouTube? Georgia Silver Hunter back, and today we're doing another $1,000 Brinks Wrapped half-dollar hunt. As usual, I've picked up these boxes from my local Fifth Third bank. Now, for those of you, I get asked this question all the time in the comments: how do I get these? How come they're always at the bank? And the shorter answer is they order them for me. So I have a good relationship with the bank, and I put in an order every week and they get delivered. So I'm not just lucky in finding these at a Fifth Third bank, I'm actually ordering them there. So with that, we're getting into these half dollars, hoping to find some silver. It's been a couple of weeks now since we found silver in a $half box, so fingers crossed we get lucky here. As usual, we will be hunting each individual coin for things like no FGs, DDOs. I think there's a couple of DDRs out there, and definitely those not intended for circulation coins and those San Francisco proofs. So I'm excited to get into these. Our last hunt was a skunk, and I'm hoping this hunt turns it around. So let's jump into it. All right, so like all of our half-dollar hunts, we start them off by opening 5 to 10 rolls on camera, just so you guys can see me open a few rolls, because we don't always show opening every single roll, but it's also there in case we get lucky and find some silver or proofs or errors or what have you early in the hunt. That's a 2023 Denver in there. So hopefully we'll get lucky here, and if we start finding lots of silver, I'll record more and more rolls being opened on camera because I don't want you guys to miss it. Now right here, already in roll number 2, we've got ourselves a 2003 Philadelphia, not intended for circulation, otherwise known as an NIFC. The mintage on these guys are extremely low, typically between about 2 million and maybe 5 or 6 million, and those NIFCs run from 2002 to 2020. We don't consider the 21 through 23 NIFC, even though some red books will say they are, and that's mainly because almost the entire batches were released into circulation during the pandemic. So because they were so readily available, and because so many pristine versions of them can be found in the public, they're just not very collectible anymore. So here we go with roll number 4. Now, I mention this in every video, but in case you're not sick of hearing it, for the errors and varieties I look for, there is a document in the description down below this video that has a checklist for all of the coins that I hunt, no matter the denomination, and half dollars are at the top of the list. So if you are a new or aspiring coin roll hunter and you need a checklist, check out that document. It's a really great start for you. So getting into roll number 6 here. So far, we've just seen a lot of clad. I've seen a couple of shinies, but they have mainly been 23s. Here's roll number 7. Okay, look at that. We have stopped the silver skunk. I can't get the words out. Right there, dead center, we have that line that we are constantly on the lookout for. Nice, big, thick, gray edge. Hopefully that's coming through on the camera for you. And it is literally dead center. So let's check this out. Just looking at it, I'm going to guess 90%. And it is. We've got ourselves a 1964. Let's see if we got a Denver or a Philly. Now, if you didn't know, a lot of half dollars, that mint mark is just down here below John F. Kennedy's head. But on the 64, the mint mark is actually on the back next to this fig leaf, if you will. I don't see one on this one, so it's a 1964 Philly. Now, I will look up on coin apps the current value of this. I know silver's been way up and it's on its way back down, so I'll put the melt price of this one coin on the screen, but typically these things are landing between kind of $9 and maybe $11 with premiums these days, but I'll double check myself with coin apps. And for those of you that wonder, that's why we do this. It is a cheap way to add silver to your stack, add precious metals to your stack. It is hard. It does take time. It's not something that everyone can do, and not everyone is going to find silver in the majority of their hunts, but that's why we do it. Now, we've got a 2019 Philadelphia, another NIFC. Let's see here. That's a 2021, so we don't care. I'm going to do 2 more rolls here on camera, and then I'll probably go off camera unless we start finding more and more silver in the rolls, and then I'll open them on camera. So we shall see. Let's see here, 23, 21. Yeah, if you watch my last video, you really didn't get brought in much because we didn't have that much to talk about. So hopefully this box we will, especially starting off early with some 90%. It's a 92 and probably another 23. Yep, 23 Philly. All right, well, that's 10 rolls. I'm going to go back through these looking for those errors. If we find anything, I'll bring in. We'll talk all about it. Other than that, hopefully we'll bring in before we get to the end of the box. So we're getting into rolls 11 through 15. We've got 11 out. 12, I've just started to pull the paper back, and I wanted to bring you in because I've got something questionable. Now, I do see a copper line in there, but it looks a little brighter and more silvery than a typical like 2021 or 2022 would. I could get fooled by this, but I have seen some like 1968s and 69 40%ers come across this way, so wanted to get this open on camera for you guys just in case. Let's check it out together. And it's a 1968 Denver, so it was a 40%er. And I'll see if I can get this in the light. It has a little bit of a copper reed to it, which is typically not what you see on a 40% silver. Now, we do have someone's really nice fingerprint right there from right out of the roll, but we got a 90 and a 40 on the hunt. Gives me hope that we'll find more of this as we get through the box. And that's actually a really good picture right there, that copper line. You typically just don't see that on a 40% silver half. All right, getting into roll 15, just a couple later. And again, just got the paper pulled back a little bit. I might have to start recording more of these getting opened right out of the box. But I've got another one right there. You can just barely see it. It's reading very much like that 1968 Denver we just pulled a minute ago. And as I get this paper open, you can really see the difference between what's probably a 21 or a 23 versus this, which is probably silver. 1968, and it is a beaut. Look at that thing. That is absolutely gorgeous for a coin that is, I'm not even going to try to do the math, from the 60s. Gorgeous half dollar. That's going to be 2 on the hunt. Let's see if I was right. Let's check these guys out. Yeah, 23 Philly, 21 Philly. So I was right on both accounts. Look at that. Let's just check you out. 1972. Sorry, the paper fell in front there. All right, well, I may go to opening a couple of these live on camera or straight from the box, just so you guys can see them get opened from the beginning, and we'll see how it goes. If nothing's in the silver or in the rolls, I may just throw away the clips, but I don't want you guys to miss it. So we opened rolls 16 through 20, but I'm going to throw away that little clip because all we found was a 2005 NIFC. And I wanted to get these rolls open next in case we found some silver like we just did. Look at that super shiny edge there. And I've got something kind of ugly here. That could be silver, but I doubt it. Let's start with the ugly one first, just to be sure. Yeah, we got a beat up 1974, but right here, there's no way that's not silver. And it's another gorgeous 1968 Denver. This looks like a little collection dump of some sort. We got a little cruddy on the back, but from a detail perspective, this is a gorgeous coin. So you can hear that silver clank down as I drop it. So that was roll, what did I just say, 21. Here's roll number 22. Do we have any more to go with that? Look like anything there. Here's roll number 23. There's a 2011D, a 2003, there's a 2001 there. So a couple more NIFCs for the board, a 2003 Denver. And right here we've got a 2011 Denver. Not in terrible shape. All right, here's roll number 24. So far, this box has been a winner in my opinion. We got a 90 and 2 40s. And you can't be upset about that at all. It's like maybe we've got a 71, some sort of maybe ground target from a metal detector hunt, maybe. And here is roll number 25. Any silver in there? Not seeing it. All right, well, still one more silver out of those last 5 rolls. I'll take it. So let me get through these for our varieties, and then we'll get into the next 5 rolls. We got a proof there on the end. I thought that edge looked funny. Let's check these other couple. 2023, and what is this? 1985. Well, that guy that came off the edge looks like a 1977 clad proof. Let me stand up here so I can see. Yep, that is definitely a clad proof. Just checking under the scope. That is a pretty jacked up mint mark, but definitely a San Francisco. Next time I get the camera down, we'll take a closer look at this for you guys, but it's a pretty mangled mint mark. Don't know if it's post-mint damage or something else. Wanted to be silver. It's a little off color there. Let's see, just a 79. 2 rolls left. Another kind of matte finish bicentennial, and roll number 50. Let's hope for some last roll silver. That would be really nice. And we did not get there. Okay, well, you guys know the drill. I'm going to go ahead and go off camera. If we find anything, which I'm kind of doubtful, I haven't seen anything too interesting in the clad, and I've only found a handful of NIFCs along the way, but I'm going to go through this. If we do find something, I'll bring in. Otherwise, we'll do a wrap up for this box and get into box number 2. Well, that gets us to the end of box number 1, and it did not disappoint. We actually have a lot of stuff to talk about here. Of course, the big story is our 1964 90% silver half dollar, along with these 3 blinging 1968 Denver 40% half dollars. We ended up with 3 of those in the hunt, which was really, really cool. So I'll take 4 silvers on a box any day, especially after a handful of skunk boxes in a row. Now, the rest are pretty much NIFCs except for one coin that I do want to spend just a minute on. But we did end up with 3 2003s, 1 Philly, 2 Denvers. We had a 2005 Philly, a 2007, I think that's a Denver, a couple of 2011s. We got a 2018, a 2019 Philly, and the last year that we consider NIFCs, the 2020 Denver. Now, I'll keep the nicer ones of those. The rest will go back to the bank. We did come across one other coin, and I did show that coming out of the roll, and it is this 1977 San Francisco proof. It is clad, so we got that big coppery edge, and they didn't start making silver proofs until I believe sometime in the 90s, if I'm not wrong. You can tell it's a proof from the mirror finish. We still have a little bit of frost on the details, but this is a pretty circulated and worn proof, so not a lot of value here. I did want to show you this mint mark under the scope because I don't know if it's post-mint damage or if this is from the mint this way, but that is a pretty tough coin to tell is a San Francisco proof. You can see we've got like a big old line through there. If I had to guess, I would say that's post-mint damage from something crushing that S, but that's why when I first saw it, I wasn't quite sure if it was a San Francisco proof or not, but looking at the finish, you can tell we still have some of that mirror and some of that frost. So pretty cool. And I do hang on to just about all the proofs I find in circulation. So This is the stuff we're definitely keeping, and we'll go through this to keep some of the nicer stuff. And we're going to go ahead and get into box number 2 and hope that we got a little silver in here since box number 1 produced 4. All right, so we're 5 rolls in to box number 2. I didn't want to open these on camera since I did a little bit of that in box number 1, and I wasn't sure what 2 was going to look like, but did want to bring you in here because we have another one of these kind of blingy, light coppery, silvery looking guys like we saw in box number 1, and I just wanted to open the rest of this roll together with you on camera. And it is. We've got another one of those kind of blinging 1968 Denvers. I will take that all day. So this is definitely a sister box. This is what those other ones looked like in the first box. So there's a very good shot of there being more silver in there. So I'm opening rolls 21 through 30. And as you can see here, we have stopped on roll number 27. And here's the other ones laid out in front of you. And this looked a little bit large rimmed when I first opened the wrapper, but I've had a couple of these and they've all been 72s and 82s. But this time, hopefully you can see it, it's right there. See that big, thick, orangey edge? A lot of times those are proofs, and this time it absolutely was. Hopefully you can see that mirror background and that frosted finish. We've got ourselves a pretty beat up 1979 San Francisco clad proof. Well, that brings us to the end of box number 2, and it was a little bit of a letdown after we found that 1968 Denver 40% kind of early that matched the edges of that first box. I thought for sure we would have more silver in this box. We did have a 1979 San Francisco proof that we brought you in for, and then I did skim over these. We didn't bring you in for them because I was just trying to get through the box, but we had a 2018 Denver not intended for circulation and a 2020 Philly not intended for circulation. As for box 1, I'm not going to go through all the finds, but we did have 4 other pieces of silver, matching 1968 Denver, super blingy, super odd edges on these guys, and 190% 1964. So pretty cool. I'll throw from coinapps.com the silver value alone based on today's silver price on the screen so you can see what the total value of this was. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, drop one down below, leave me a comment, and while you're down there, click the like button. It really helps out the channel and make sure more people get to view videos like this one. I've actually gotten this a couple of times. Someone pinged me and said that these videos were ruining coin roll hunting for everybody, and I just thought that was a weird comment to get. Apparently encouraging people to look for silvers, ruin it for everybody. So anyway, I thought that was weird. But if you're new to the channel and you do like coin roll hunts, make sure you do drop on down below and click that subscribe button, and then click that little bell and select all so you get notified each and every time I release a new video. I'd really appreciate it. I would like to give a special shout out to all my channel members. Thank you guys for supporting the channel each and every month. It means the world. Thank you so much. With that, I did pick up some additional coins over the weekend that I'm hoping to get to. It's not $50. It'll be nickels and pennies. So for those of you that like something other than $50, keep your ear to the ground there for my future videos, or make sure you do click that subscribe and like button. So anyway, you guys take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.